First time this year, the battle for the World Rally Championship now truly gets underway. Cyprus begins a string of 5 gravel events, and words such as optimism and confidence have crept back into some of the team's vocabulary. But this rally is a car breaker with brutal roads, high temperatures, and extremely long stages. Reliability plagued the Peugeots here last year, with none of the French cars finishing. Ford took 12 of 22 stages and the win. Can Cyprus again be the much-needed turning point for McRae and Sainz, or Mackinnon and Solberg? Or is this where Peugeot proves they are indeed bulletproof? Welcome to the Mediterranean island of Cyprus in round 5 of the World Rally Championship. This blend of ancient and modern plays host to tens of thousands of vacationers each summer. But for 1 week a year, the world's best rally drivers are here, with their thoughts anywhere but on sun and surf. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Welcome to Cyprus. Cyprus is the slowest event in the championship, with average speeds only around 40 miles per hour. The high temperatures and thousands of corners also mean that it's hard work for the crews.
The country is okay, the weather is good, but the roads are not nice.
Cyprus is the first gravel rally of the season and the 5th successive European event. Although the 3rd largest island in the Mediterranean, Cyprus lies to the south of Turkey, and so is actually closer to Asia than Europe. As usual, 3 days make up the rally, the 20 stages covering a little over 190 miles. The rough gravel roads mean the event is one of the toughest on the calendar, as Peugeot discovered last year when all of their cars retired from the rally. Not surprisingly, they'll be hoping for better fortunes this year.
It has been a difficult rally for us the last 2 years before. But now I think we are quite okay with the car and with the tires also.
It's actually quite a lot rougher this year than I think it has been the last couple of years, so it could be even worse again this year.
The Cyprus Rally is also the newest round of the World Championship. This is only the 3rd time it's been a part of the series. The previous 2 WRC rounds here have both been won by 4 drivers, Carlos Sainz in 2000 and Colin McRae last year. A string of problems, including a broken finger, mean that McRae will be looking for a good run this weekend.
Yeah, I'm just pleased to be back on a gravel surface, and obviously a rally that Ford's been very competitive on for the last 2 years, so we're looking for a good result.
Like Ford, Subaru uses Pirelli tires, and like McRae, both their drivers are hoping for a change of fortune. Tommy Mackinnon is retired in all the last 3 rallies and wants to put those disappointments behind him.
Of course, it's some kind of a challenge for me again, because first time on gravel with the new car and new tires. But feeling is very good at the moment. It's quite relaxed feeling, and we have done good preparation. It should be alright.
Last year's Cyprus Rally ended in flames for Peter Solberg, who's still looking for his first WRC victory. He's confident that it could come this weekend.
I like the rough stages. I like very technical and very twisty roads, so I think it will be a good rally.
In 2001, Skoda were the only team to get all of their cars to the finish of the event. They hope that strength may be the key to success this year.
I'm quite confident that we have a strong car which handles very nice as well, but on the other hand you had to be lucky, me as well as all the other drivers, because you had to cope with so many loose stones here, which every car in front of you move, around.
2 other teams will also tackle the challenge of the Cypriot roads. Hyundai's Freddie Loix, 5th last year, is joined by the 4-time world champ, Juha Käkkinen. Finally, Mitsubishi are no doubt glad to get back to gravel after a string of disappointing performances on tarmac. Finland's Jani Pasanen will drive a 3rd Lancer alongside team regulars Alistair McRae and Francois Delacour. So after 4 rounds, this is how the Drivers' World Championship looks. Marcus Grunhold has a 1-point lead over Gilles Panizzi, while the reigning champ Richard Burns makes it in all Peugeot top 3. Not surprisingly, the French team's dominance so far also means they have a huge lead in the Manufacturers Series, 27 points over Ford. The action's just about to begin. The starting order's based off of points, so Marcus Grönholm is first up and has to sweep the roads for everyone else behind him. How tough is it going to be? Stick around on Speed to find out.
The FIA World Rally Championship is brought to you by Subaru. Visit us online at Subaru.com to see the full line of Subaru all-wheel drive vehicles. And by Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth.
Here we have a road very representative to what we'll be driving on the rally. Due to the rally running much earlier this year, we've been affected by a lot of the winter rains. As you can see, a lot of the rain has washed the gravel off the surface, and we've got a lot of exposed rocks. Above all else, this is going to be one of our biggest problems, rocks with sharp edges. That's actually going to tear our tyres to shreds and also give us a lot of punctures. I'm almost sure of that.
As Nicky points out, he who can make his tires survive the Cyprus Rally could be the winner. Day one of the Cyprus Rally sees the first 6 stages to the north of the host city Limassol, 3 in the morning and then the same 3 repeated in the afternoon. Some 60 miles or so of twisty, rocky roads. First to arrive at the start of stage 1 was the championship leader, Marcus Grönholm, well aware that running first on the road is usually not a good idea on dry gravel. But the rally's move to much earlier in the season means that there's much less in the way of loose gravel to sweep away. And Grönholm and co-driver Timo Rautinen were third fastest.
8. Oikean laita 5 ja vasen pitkä nopea kiviä sisällä. 7 oikein pitkä hidas. 8 ja vasen nopea. 7 oikein eri miinus. 7 vasen pitkä hidas. 7 oikein eri miinus, jatkuu oikein nopea kanto sisällä. Ja vasen nopea.
Remember, Marcus is the first car out, so all the loose gravel as he goes over the roads is going to get swept off, giving the competitors following him a harder surface to run on, better traction, and hopefully in their minds, quicker times.
8 ja vasen pitkä nopea kiviä sisällä. 5.
Notice also how he'll work the throttle to induce oversteer or understeer into the corners, depending on what he wants to do.
8. Ja monttu vettä vasen hidas.
If the car understeers or pushes into the turn, in other words, he turns the wheel to the left and the front just pushes into the corner, he'll work that throttle to kick the rear end around, induce an oversteer situation, and slide it around. I bet you haven't gotten your wipers that quick in a long time.
5 ja vasen miinus kiviä sisällä. Oikein nopea 5 ja oikein pitkä nopea. 7 ja vasen eri jatkuu, vasen pitkä hidas kirraa. 5 ja oikein eri miinus. Jatkuu oikein eri ja vasen nopea. Ja oikein eri helppo. 7 vasen pitkä nopea. 5 ja oikein nopea reikä sisällä. 3 vasen nopea.
Richard Burns and Robert Reed, the 2001 world champs, couldn't match the pace of their colleagues and were only 9th fastest.
Feature wave takes the pass, wave minus 40, straight right, 50 straight left, 40, feature right, stall, clear right, to flat right, 60 feature right in, and pass right minus, 20 pass right, plus 70, feature wave, changes there, feature right minus, 20 feature right minus, on, there, clear right, changes flat in, 60, play maxed out, the on straight plus long, 50, easy left minus 40.
Tommy Mäkinen was just 12th quickest. His Subaru's rear suspension was too soft, and so the Finn was taking things relatively easy, rather than risk damaging the car so early on. Carlos Sainz was rejoined by Luis Moya, who missed a previous round in Spain after a testing accident. Despite having his regular co-driver back, Sainz was the first to run into problems. The drive shaft pulling out around 2.5 miles from the end of the stage, then only 3-wheel drive and about 16 seconds lost.
Drive's up, broken.
Go, Carlo. Are you at the end of the stage?
Yes, we are at the end, but the last 4Ks we have broken drive.
With Sainz and Moya facing the prospect of another 2 stages before service, teammates Colin McRae and Nicky Grist showed the kind of pace which saw them win here last year. They were fastest and so took an early if slender lead.
Slow 3 above water. And right and slow 3 left, tight and long. Into 3 right plus, and 3 left plus, and right tightens to 3, 30, 3 left tightens long, and right tightens to 3 plus, opens, and 5 right, and 6 left tightens, and 4 right plus, and left tightens to 3 minus, and 3 right plus, and 6 left, 30, slow 4 right, 70.
Take a look at the roads. You can see where Colin McRae started 6th today, and already some sections have been swept off by the cars that have gone before him.
Slow 3, don't cut. Into right and left tightens to long slow 3. And right tightens to 3 minus, don't cut. Into left and slow 4 right, opens, don't cut. Into K jump and 3 left plus, opens long and tightens. Into caution, slow bumpy right, and left tightens to 3 minus, opens, don't cut. In right tightens to 3, opens, 70. 6 left over jump, into 6 right, 30, right tightens to slow 3 above water. Into 6 left line. Into left tightens to long slow 3. And right tightens to 3. 30, 3 right, and left tightens to 3. 30, left and right tightens to 3. Left and right tightens to 3, 30, 3 left tightens long.
Petter Solberg, meanwhile, was second quickest. The Subaru just 0.6 of a second slower than the Ford. Like Sainz, though, Solberg had rear transmission problems.
No diff pressure at all, so it's not easy to brake sometimes, you know. So no 4-wheel drive.
With Sainz almost certain to lose further time, attention shifted to Ford's third driver, Marco Martin. The Estonian and his English co-driver, Michael Park, were 4th fastest on stage 1, and knew with the top 2 finishers from each team scoring manufacturer's points, they were now crucial to Ford. Freddie Loix and Sven Smeets were 5th here last year in a Mitsubishi, but their first gravel stage in a Hyundai Accent saw the Belgian pair set the 5th fastest time, just 1/10 of a second quicker than Kenneth Ericsson's Skoda. If we take another look at one short section of the stage, Colin McRae's Ford is far more nose-heavy than Richard Burns' Peugeot over the jump, although McRae is quicker. So after just 7 miles, this was the rally's first leaderboard. McRae led Solberg with 3rd place Grunholm and Ericsson in 6th, separated by less than 2.5 seconds. Behind the point-scoring places, Francois Duval headed the chasing pack, although 7th to 12th were covered by only 4.6 seconds. On gravel for the first time means a few new names in the top half of the leaderboard. Can the young guns hang in there with the big dogs? A few surprises coming up. Welcome back to Cyprus. Stage 2 was a 9-mile affair with some fans' allegiance easier to spot than others. Marcus Grunholm was again 3rd fastest, although he dropped to 4th overall. Grunholm hasn't lost a gravel rally since New Zealand last September and is determined to restart that winning streak here in Cyprus. The man who beat him in New Zealand, Richard Burns, is now his teammate, But Cyprus is his first loose surface event for Peugeot, and Burns was only 12th fastest on stage 2.
60, flat right, 70, fast right minus tightens 20, K right, 30.
With only three-wheel drive, Carlos Sainz had expected to lose more time and wasn't wrong. Over a minute down to the stage winner, Sainz was already back in 20th place with one more stage to go before his mechanics could repair the transmission. Fourth fastest Colin McRae had none of his teammates' problems, but the Scot had still lost his lead. Notice how Colin is now shifting once again with his right hand after injuring his left hand 2 rallies ago.
And right tightens to 3. 32 left tightens.
At least he didn't have to worry about Peter Solberg, who had a frustrating time with his rear transmission on stage 2.
Opens and short 4 left plus, opens 30, turn tight hairpin left. 30. 2 right minus of a bump, tightens keep in into 1 left minus tightens. Into 1 right plus, half long.
But there was more to come.
Into 1 right plus, half long, opens of a crest, 30. 1 left minus tightens. 30. Caution, bump.
Well, these guys will find any place on a car to put a .com sticker, won't they?
1 right minus. Short 1 left. 2 right plus.
Notice the Subaru World Rally Team.com sticker
and short
on the air
left.
intake just in front of the windshield.
20. 1 left tightens. And 2 left minus tightens. 1 minus tightens. 30. Tighten short, hairpin right. Opens.
Not a good stage.
Hairpin right. Opens 30.
As one young star struggled, another shined. 21-year-old Francois Duval is attempting to win this year's Junior World Rally Championship, but also has a limited program in a Ford Focus World Rally car. He set the fastest time on the stage, his first ever WRC stage win, to leapfrog from 7th place into the lead. With Marco Martin second fastest and now in 2nd place, Ford's decision to sign the pair looked to have been a smart move, even it might prove to be an expensive tire bill.
Good time for me is no problem. The stage is very sleepy. The car is okay.
5th fastest, behind 3 Fords and Grunholm's Peugeot, was a Hyundai of Freddie Loix. As Loix swapped his tires in readiness for stage 3, he knew that his closest challenger was now Manfred Stahl in a privately entered Ford Focus, now one of 4 cars in the top 6. So after 2 stages, it was 2 of the rally's new boys at the top of the leaderboard. But Colin McRae and Marcus Grunholm were right there.
World Rally lives on speed. No one gets you closer.
Thanks to Virtual Spectator, we can get an overview of the Cyprus Rally's 3rd stage. The 13.5-mile Agios Theodoros test makes its debut in the rally this year. It's a fast-flowing stage, although there are some more typical sections of slower corners. The cars would take a little over 20 minutes to complete the 13-mile stage, an idea of just how slow this rally really is. The sun was still shining on Marcus Grunholm, despite only being 5th fastest. The 2000 world champ was back up to 3rd overall. Stages 4, 5, and 6 would be repeats of the first 3, so the conditions would be more or less equal for all the leading crews. Grunholm must have been hugely relieved that the rally's moved to April and helped with the road conditions, and so he didn't suffer from running first. Second in the championship standings after the rally to Catalunya is Gilles Panizzi, happier on asphalt than gravel. The Frenchman had been in 16th place going into stage 3. The precious seconds would be spent upside down. Listen in, it's how easily a mistake can happen.
Plus bref, pour droite à fond court, 50 mètres, coach sans bref. Sans bref, 60 mètres, droite 95. Et attention 10 mètres, gauche 85 long. Long, ouvre, 40 mètres sur 90 plus. 20 mètres en 90. Droite 95 long, petite corde. 40 mètres. Gauche, ferme 90. 50 mètres. Droite 85 long. 80 mètres. Gauche 90 plus. 90 plus. Pour droite à fond plonge. 50 mètres. Ferme 95 presque plus. 60 mètres gauche, droite 85 de peu dur. Donc gauche 85 long. Pour droite à fond coup droit. Attention 47 de tir à pied.
Here's what it looked like to the fans. Richard Burns grew up competing on gravel, but was still off the pace. Only 14th fastest on stage 3. Burns wasn't entirely happy with the 206's handling, something the Peugeot mechanics would be able to look at back in Limassol. Watch as Burns works the car.
K right plus long, 10 slow K right. To easy left, 100. K left tightens and slow K left opens. 70. K right minus long, 60. K left plus long, 30. Slow K right. In. 70. Medium left minus 20 K left plus long, 30. Flat right, 30. Fast right, long, 30. Easy left minus 20. Medium right minus long, 40. Medium left minus tightens to K left plus over crest, long, long, 60. Flat left, 70. Fast right, tightens 60. Medium left, tightens 60. Medium right minus, tightens bad 60. Easy left plus 50. Easy left minus stone 30. Slow K right to K right minus long 60. Medium right minus stone out 80. Fast left tightens maybe to fast left long 40. Flat left 10. K right long 20.
You can only fight the car for so long before the laws of physics are going to win out. Right there.
Easy left 60. Slow medium left tightens maybe long 10. K right plus in low.
Tommy Mäkinen was 6th fastest on the stage, still unhappy at his soggy rear suspension setup, and now also driving in the dark. His electronic display screen wasn't working, so he didn't even know what gear he was in. Still to run stage 3 are the Fords, and based on their performances so far today, you can expect some quick times. Question is, who's going to set it? More from Cyprus after this.
This particular tire is designed for the hard gravel surface. It's got big blocks on the shoulder to give the best wear resistance inside and outside, and lot of little blocks in the middle in order to drain the gravel out of the contact patch and give the best grip on it. If the weather change, this is a tire for soft gravel and wet condition. Is a asymmetric tire with a traction block on internal side, and on the external is the blocks is rotated to give the best grip when the car is leaning in a corner. We also used to cut this tire according to the amount of mud is on the surface to give the best braking and traction. Puncture is a big problem here in Cyprus, but with the mousse system, the driver can go at the same speed as the puncture doesn't happen at all. After the puncture, the mousse expands and keeps the shape and the performance of the tire to the end of the stage. We believe with this tire we can win the rally again.
On Pirelli's, Colin McRae was 4th quickest on stage 3, with Francois Duval's tires hardly up to their task after his charge on stage 2. The young Belgian was only 7th fastest, and so McRae was now back up to 2nd overall once again. Petter Solberg's 2 spins and rear transmission problems meant he went into stage 3 in 7th place. For Solberg and co-driver Phil Mills, though, any thoughts of a first WRC victory were about to evaporate. The Subaru's fly-by-wire throttle cable had come off, forcing the pair to fabricate a temporary repair and allowing Alistair McRae's Mitsubishi to overtake them. McRae, like Delacour and the other Lancer, had been looking forward to getting back onto gravel. But when Solberg eventually got going again after losing nearly 4 minutes, he caught Alistair, who'd broken a drive shaft and also lost around a minute. It hadn't been a good morning for some.
Into 1 left tightens.
After trouble on the first 3 stages, both Solberg and Phil Mills can't believe their luck and are just happy to have made it to the stage finish. Listen as they cross the line.
30 over finish.
Unbelievable, my luck.
What do we have to do? Eh?
No idea.
But not all of the news from stage 3 was bad. Marco Martin and Michael Park set the fastest time to move into the lead of a rally for the first time. At the end of the stage, it's clear that Park thinks the tires have as much to do with their performance as his drivers.
Stop. Ooh, thank you, Pirelli.
Second fastest on the stage was the Hyundai of Juha Kekkonen, while the track-dancing Kenneth Eriksson in the Skoda was 3rd quickest. Check it out. Those are some quick feet.
30. Vänster 2. Vänster 2. Till höger ingång nyper 4 minus. 20. Vänster 1. Nyper halvlång. 20. Lyft. 10. Höger 3 nyper minus. Till vänster 3.
The Octavia was now 5th overall with Kekkonen's Accent in 7th place. Using the virtual spectator parallel racing system for the first time on this rally, we can see that Petter Solberg was losing ground even before his throttle problem. McRae and Mäkinen are more or less together, with Burns starting to drop back. But just look at Solberg's time loss over just this 22nd section, stopping to repair the throttle cable, then ended any thoughts of victory. Here's a quick look after stage 3. Marco Martin on top, McRae, Grunholm and Duval giving chase.
Marco, 2 stage wins this morning. First overall, what a terrific start.
Yes, we are very pleased, I think. Okay, we did expect it to be competitive, but just at the moment we are running further back than the front runners, so it helps us. But I mean, the focus has been really reliable and no problems with the car.
With the unhappy Solberg unwilling to leave the privacy of his car, we witnessed a remarkable scene. Former teammate but now championship rival Colin McRae eased himself into the Subaru's right-hand seat and spent the next 10 minutes comforting Petter. Situation you never see in most other forms of World Championship motorsports.
Who had the problem first? Petter, you're looking really disappointed. What happened this morning?
Everything. I'm working so hard every time, and it's always something is happening, and I don't know.
Solberg was then able to drive into the service area so that his mechanics could fix the problems. But his Impreza wasn't the only car receiving attention. At Peugeot, Gilles Panizzi's 206 was getting some bodywork repairs after his roll, while at Ford, there was a new gearbox awaiting Carlos Sainz's Focus.
Watch your side.
Stage 4 was a rerun of the Cyprus Rally's opener. The organizers looked to have regraded the stages, which meant the first time through they'd been relatively smooth. No such luxury on the repeat, however. Marcus Grunholm was 5th quickest, the second time through the stage after hitting a large rock and picking up a puncture.
Se vasen nopea kirraa tolppua. 100. Vasen nopea. 7. Oikein pitkä eri tiukka kivi sisällä. 8.
Earlier in the weekend, Marcus Grönholm announced that he has extended his Peugeot contract through 2003. It was supposed to end at the end of this year. And when Richard Burns came on, a lot of people thought Grönholm would be looking to vacate out of the Peugeot team. However, Marcus has not only signed up for 2003 now, he's already talking about extending his contract through 2004.
5. Ja oja oikein hidas kivi sisällä. 100. Nyppy 6 ja vasen nopea kiviä sisällä. 5. Vaseri miinus kiviä sisällä. Oikein nopea. 5. Ja oikein pitkä nopea. 7. Ja vasen eri. Jatkuu vasen pitkä hidas kirraa. 5. Oikein eri miinus. Jatkuu oikein eri ja vasen nopea. Oikein eri helppo. 7. Vasen pitkä nopea. 5. Ja oikein nopea reikä sisällä. 3. Ja vasen nopea. 8. Vasen eri helppo.
At the finish, the anxious Finn was quickly out of the car to check for damage, but the Moose system had worked to prevent the tire deflating. The stage winner in the morning, Colin McRae, was second fastest this time, but that didn't really matter. He and co-driver Nicky Grist had moved back into the lead once again, swapping places with Marco Martin and Michael Park.
Slow 3 left tightens. In 2 left and 2 right plus.
With Carlos Sainz continuing to lose precious seconds with a power steering fault this time, McRae and Martin now held the hopes of the Ford team in their hands. 1.4 seconds quicker than McRae and setting the fastest time was a frustrated and very determined Petter Solberg, still well outside the top 20.
Line into 2 right minus, keep in 20, 1 left plus, keep in, tightens, 20, bump into 1 left plus, tightens half long, 50, bump into don't cut, 1 left plus, 40, 6 right, keep in, 30, 3 left, keep in.
Look at the focus in Solberg's eyes.
Opens, 80, 3 right plus, tightens, minus, keep in, into 1 left minus, double tightens.
2 other youngsters were enjoying mixed fortunes. Francois Duval's superb run was continuing, third fastest. He was now in third place behind McRae and Martin. But the earlier charge by Manfred Stahl in a privately run Focus had faded. Only 10th fastest, the Austrian was now down in 12th place. Meanwhile, just ahead in 11th place was Tony Gardemeister in the big Skoda Octavia. Let's take a minute and ride along to see how the Czech car handles the gravel.
Vaseri miinus, ei siis. 4. Pitkä pyöri oikein K. 5. Vasen K plus kirra aukeaa 3. Oikea ripus aukeaa, huomio 5. Pitkä pyöreä vasen nopea 5. Oikea eri roikku. Jatkuu oikea eri miinus siis. Heti vaseri kirra aukeaa 9. Vasen eri ehkä 3.
Remember, although the Skoda Octavia is the biggest car physically on the World Rally Championship trail, it was also the only car with all 3 of them finishing for the Skoda team last year here at Cyprus. Big, but durable.
200. Oikea K plus märkä. Kirra aukeaa 100. Huomio. Rytky, vasen K plus 5. Rytky, oikein K märkä, kirra aukeaa 140. Vaseri minus ei siis kirra aukeaa. Jatkuu vasen jarruta. Oikein eri miinus, kivi sisäskoorissa.
So on the leaderboard, 4 drivers now held all the top 3 positions with less than 8 seconds separating them. Grönholm was only 0.6 of a second behind Duval, with Ericsson and Mäkinen rounding out the top 6. Kankinen, Loix, and Armin Schwartz were 7th, 8th, and 9th for Hyundai, while Burns was still a lowly 10th. Hey, plenty more rally coming at you. Where else but right here on Speed? Stage 5, and the spectators are enjoying the sunshine in Cyprus. Marcus Grunholm nearly set the fastest time, just 0.2 of a second slower than the stage winner, but the performance was enough to lift him from 4th into 2nd place. Finally giving Subaru something to celebrate was Tommy Mäkinen. His rear suspension had been changed at service. His computer screen was working again, and Mäkinen set the fastest time, moving up a place as a result. Look at how the Subaru pivots around the hairpin. The rally leader was still Colin McRae. Watching him, you can see how he's hardly troubled by the little finger he broke on round 3 in Corsica. He still, however, is undergoing physical therapy to restore full movement. McRae has up to 90 minutes a day of treatment from the Ford physiotherapist. McRae's doctor says that it could be 6 months before recovery is complete.
30. 2 left plus 30. 2 right, tightens. 50. Left tightens to 3 plus, opens long. In 2 right and 3 left, minus tighten.
Colin's younger brother was far less happy. Alistair McRae had picked up a 10-second penalty for leaving service late in stage 5, then saw a double drive shaft failure, which cost yet more time. So after 5 stages, the leaderboard remains stacked at the top. The Fords may be running well, but as we've seen over the last few stages, there's no telling who's going to come out on top. Day 1 honors on the line when we come back to Rally on Speed. The surface may be different this weekend, but our philosophy remains the same. Onboard action rules. So hold on to the edge of your seat and watch these guys earn their money. This is indeed what rallying is all about.
5. Oja oikein hidas, kivi sisällä. 100. Nyt 6 ja vasen nopea, kiviä sisällä. 5 ja vasen eri miinus, kiviä sisällä. Oikein nopea, 5 ja oikein pitkä nopea. 7. Ja vasen eri jatkuu, vasen pitkä hidas kirraa. 5 ja oikein eri miinus. Jatkuu oikein eri ja vasen nopea.
Vänster 2 plus. 20. Höger 1 nyper. Höger 1 nyper. 30.
Look at how Kenneth feathers that throttle, getting well over 300 horsepower to that ground.
Höger ingång nyper 4 minus. 20. Vänster 1. Nyper. Har det för lång. 20. Lyft. 10. Höger 3 nyper minus. Till vänster 3.
90 plus, pour droite à fond plonge. 50 mètres, ferme 95 presque plus. 60 elle poste, droite 85 un peu dur. Donc gauche 85 long. Pour droite à fond coup droit. Attention 47 gravier.
20 plus 70, medium left, tightens 10, medium left minus, tightens 20, medium left minus, long, 30, right, tightens bad in 60, left max 30, fast right plus long, 50, easy left minus tightens 40, fast right plus over bump, 2 easy right long 50, K left, tightens 10, slow K left, long 20, K right in, tightens maybe 20, K left plus, tightens 20, K right in.
And right tightens the 3 minus, don't cut. In 2 left and slow 4 right.
Do you see why he said don't cut? Do you see the big hole on the inside of the apex on that right-hander?
3 left plus, opens long and tightens. Into caution, slow bump, keep right. and left tightens to 3 minus, opens, don't cut. In right tightens to 3, opens, 70. 6 left over jump, into 6
Stay
right.
with us, we're coming
30,
right back with more
tightens,
flat-out
over
rally
field above
action
water.
here on Speed. Stage 6 of the Cyprus Rally, the last of the day, was a repeat of the test which had seen Gilles Panizi's roll earlier in the day. To his relief, Panizzi teammate Marcus Grönholm drove through the stage with no dramas. Fourth fastest, Grönholm kept his cool to end day 1 in second place. Definitely not keeping his cool was Richard Burns. The comparatively slow speeds of the Cyprus Rally means that not much air gets into the cars, and Burns was feeling the heat. Let's ride along.
50 flat right middle, 30 fast right cut gravel, 30 flat left cut gravel, 70 flat right over crest 30, flat right plus 70, flat left plus 70, slight left 80, easy left plus, and easy left plus, 40 braking, flat right 50, hairpin left tightens, slippy, 20, K right plus, 20, slow K
Look
right.
at how Burns is doing everything to keep himself cool, even rolling up the sleeves of his driver's suit.
Flat left, 70, left max 40, flat left 10, slow K right, 60, medium left, to K left, tightens, to slow K right, in, 20, K left plus, 40, medium left, 10, medium left minus, 20, K right, in, long, 20, K left, opens, 30, medium left, and medium left, 50, slight left, 70, K right plus, to K right, in,
But it was Colin McRae who again claimed fastest time on stage 6 to end the day with a lead of a little under 7 seconds from Grönholm.
Three left plus opens long and tightens to 2 plus. 30.
Marco Martin shared the second fastest stage time with Petter Solberg to return to Limassol in 3rd place. It had been a terrific day for the Ford team, with the exception of Carlos Sainz and his gearbox, and then power steering faults. The day really belonged to the team. They'd won 4 of the 6 stages and had 2 cars in the podium places, and their newest star, Francois Duval, had even set his first fastest stage time in the process. Duval and co-driver Jean-Marc Horton were 6th fastest on stage 6 and will start leg 2 in 4th place. So this is how the leaderboard looks tonight. McRae, Grönholm, and Martin are covered by exactly 14 seconds, with Duval, Mäkinen, and Kenneth Eriksson completing the top 6. 9th place, Richard Burns will be hoping to get more airflow into the car tomorrow to avoid a repeat of his heat stroke symptoms today.
Richard, you're not feeling 100% after that last stage. What happened?
It just incredibly hot inside the car. I very close to throwing up at the end of the stage and a bit difficult to concentrate. I mean, it's the same for all of us.
So we're going to see more speed tomorrow and on Sunday, do you think?
For sure, we have a great position at the moment, so we have to try to keep up the speed.
You must be very happy with 2nd at the end of day 1.
Yeah, it's better what I expect, much better. It's good. Now we have to continue like this and keep our position, maybe small fight with Colin if it's possible.
Colin, end of day 1, you seem to have started this rally as you finished it last year.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep it going for another 2 days. It's going really well. We expected to be back on the pace here, but you know the result at the moment is perfect.
Nice as well that Colin's been kept honest by 2 of your own drivers as well as Grönholm.
Yeah, I'd rather it was just our 2 drivers apart from as well as Grönholm being in there, but obviously that's something we've got to live with.
Remember, Speed Channel brings you same-day coverage of legs 2 and 3 from the World Rally Championship in Cyprus, and then Rally Extra sums it all up with anything you may have missed, and then some. Colin McRae leads tonight, and while the gravel has caused its share of headaches, it hasn't lived up to its car-breaking reputation. Yet, that is. So with that, day 1 of the Cyprus Rally is over. I'm Ralph Shaheen. I'll see you tomorrow.